As a pure hockey fan, that game, wow. An outstanding contest from both teams. The Leafs and Bruins battle it out on Hockey Night in Canada on a Saturday night. You couldn't have asked for anything more than that. Unfortunately, as a Leaf fan, Brad Marchand scoring an overtime winner at home, it kind of sucks. But I have to have that big picture, and in the game where the Leafs, I thought they played a pretty good hockey game, but it didn't look like you were going to get a point out of it. You got a point. I'll take that. And it's early December, so I'm not going to start freaking out about not getting the extra point here. The Leafs have gotten so many overtime wins, so many shootout games, and for God's sakes, it's another overtime game for the Leafs, but I can't get mad at this one just for the fact of you didn't think like you were even going to get it. So you got a point, you move on to Ottawa on Thursday. But we're going to sit here and we're going to break down what happened tonight. All right? First period, David Pastrnak enters the Leafs zone, and it looked like it might have ramped up Riley's stick, but either way, a gorgeous shot. High, right in this part on Joseph Woll, right about his ear, top cheese, and it's 1-0 Bruins, 10:44 into the first period. Now what you want to see if you're the Leafs, allowing the first goal of the game, but the shots in goal were 10-7 in favor of the Buds in the first period. We go to the second period, and I don't know how Kevin Shattenkirk is getting all alone back door, but a nice feed. I believe it was Pastrnak who found him back door, and he goes to the forehand to the backhand, and then kind of roofs it short side on Joe Woll. Got a little too low in my opinion there, but hey, when he's in tight like that, you don't expect a defenseman to go to his backhand and go top cheese with it. But it is what it is. You're down 2-0 now, 7:31 in the second period, and you got to figure out a way to score. Well, the Leafs have an incredible offensive zone possession, midway through the period. And it's weird, right? Nyes fires the puck on along the ice, and a scramble ensues, but it ends up going off, I think, a defender's skate, and it comes in front of the net, and Matthews is hounding this puck, finds it, buries it into the empty cage for his first goal in 5, and man, he just get that weight lifted off his shoulders, and more importantly, the Leafs within one now. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Matthews from Nyes and Riley at 12:06, and that line was buzzing through 2 periods of play. We go to the third. Doesn't take very long. Couple minutes in, an awful turnover at the Bruins blue line by Kevin Shattenkirk leads to Järnkrok getting the puck, who sends it up to Nick Robertson, and it's a backhand sauce, right? It's a soft pass right in the middle of the ice as Max Domi is coming right down Broadway. He goes forehand to the backhand. Cheese on Linus Ullmark to tie the game at 2. His first as a Leaf. No teeth and all. Sheldon Keefe giving him the pat on the back, and rightfully so. Finally gets off the schneid, and like I said earlier, more importantly, the Leafs have tied the game at 2. Domi from Robertson and Järnkrok at 2:11 of the third period. And we're feeling pretty good, right? The Leafs are playing a really good game to this point. Shots on goal in the second were 13-10 in favor of the Leafs, so shots on goal through 2 periods are 23-17 in favor of the Leafs. Doing pretty good here to start the game. But again, and then, so in the third, you get the Domi goal, but then over midway through, right, with about 7 to play, a point shot from Morgan, was it Geekie or Forbert who fired it on? One of the two, and it got slightly deflected by Trent Frederick, who's coming in front of the net, and Joe Woll thinks he's got it in his glove, but does not, and it goes in, and the Leafs now trail 3-2. After tying it with the Domi goal, and you had some momentum, and you had some pretty good shifts after that, you think maybe we can get the lead here. They cannot, and the Bruins answer back and take the lead right back. But then, the Leafs, God, the hockey gods helped them out a little bit here, but who cares? With under 10 seconds to play, they enter the zone. Tavares gets it below the goal line and just brings it out in front. A strong move, and it comes out to Mitch Marner, who finds Matthews a one-timer, and he buries it past Linus Ullmark to tie the game with like 5 seconds to play in regulation, and it is 3-3. Matthews from Marner and Tavares at 19:54 of the third period. And we are heading to overtime. Like I mentioned earlier, the Leafs did not look like they were going to get a point, but they got one out of this, and you'd love to see them get the extra one. And overtime, I gotta say, there's been some stinky overtimes this year where it's just been, guys bringing it out of the zone, nothing there, let's bring it out and regroup. There was a little bit of that tonight, but for the most part, end-to-end rush craziness. Now, Willie Nylander, I'm not going to get on him, but he had 1 assist today. 2 assists in his last 5 or 6 games. So he has not scored a goal since that Minnesota overtime winner in Sweden. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going at him or anything. I wasn't wearing his jersey. I'm a fan of the guy, but just going to put that out there. And as he's entering the neutral zone, I don't know who he's pointing at. He's pointing some guy to get off the ice, and I'm thinking to myself, Willie, you don't have time for that. There's and Marchand scored with 8 seconds left in overtime, so there wasn't much time left. I don't know why we're getting a line change in, because you're not going to be turning around and going back. But then he starts to turn back, blows a tire, and Pastrnak comes down on a breakaway. Kind of a weird try. I don't know what he tried to do there. Maybe he tried the Matthews, go to the backhand and slide a 5-hole, but it wasn't a very good chance. Joe Woll makes a good save, but then Pastrnak gets it back and tries to center it, and it gets knocked a bit by Joe Woll, but Marchand's crashing the net, hits him in the chest, it goes down in front of him, and he buries it as Joe Woll's trying to dive across to make the save into the empty cage. I don't know where the Leafs were. Let's be honest, there's 3 guys on the ice. I don't know where any of them were, as Marchand and Pastrnak are right in front of the Leafs net, able to just have a picnic, but Marchand scores with 8 seconds left in overtime to win it for the Bruins. Shots on goal in overtime. This is why overtime can be fun. Shots on goal in the 4 minutes and 52 seconds of overtime. 11-5. There were 16 shots in overtime. Again, like I mentioned off the start, as a pure hockey fan, this game was nuts. Some great goaltending, some great goals in the first 3 periods. You had an emotional third period, a late goal to tie it, so sent the crowd into a frenzy, and then an overtime where there was tons of action. And unfortunately for the home crowd, they go home empty. But as a pure hockey fan, outstanding game, right? Shots on goal 40-37 in favor of the Leafs, and with a decor that has Lagesson, Benoit, and were they playing? Who else was on D today? I'm missing somebody. Benoit, Lagesson, and Connor Timmins, who was actually a +2 today. Not bad. Could be worse. I mean, the rumors are starting to get going again about Chris Tanev to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and boy, oh boy, that would be a breath of fresh air, but we'll see how that one plays out. Excuse me. I did these team stats. So face-offs, Leafs were 54%, and it felt like they lost just about every single one in overtime, which was kind of painful. Both teams only had 1 power play, so you like the referees letting them play on. Not sure the Ryan Reeves one was an actual penalty, but it is what it is. 1 power play each, neither team scored on it. Hits were 43-39. I mean, in favor of the Bruins, but it's 4 hits difference. The Leafs played some physical hockey tonight, and you like to see it, right? It was a really, really nice job for the Leafs. I don't think they played a bad game. Just overtime's kind of that coin flip. Who's going to get the odd man rush? Who's going to catch a guy at the end of a shift? It is what it is, and who's going to blow a tire in Willie Nylander's case. So 4 goals on 37 shots for Joe Woll, which is unfortunate, an .892 save percentage. But I thought he played an outstanding hockey game. Looks really, really good. Yeah, the Shattenkirk goal I thought he got a little low on, but again, you would never expect Kevin Shattenkirk to score like that. The Frederick goal got tipped in. The first goal, Pastrnak, if it indeed hit Riley's stick on the way through, that's a really tough shot, especially where it ended up. So, and obviously the last goal, he made most of the saves initially, just no one's there to help him. So, I thought he played a fantastic game. I think he's going to need a break at some point, though. You got a 4-day rest, I think it is. They don't play Ottawa until Thursday, and the Raptors don't play till Wednesday. So I got 2 or 3 days of no videos, which is quite weird. But player stats, Austin Matthews finally gets off the schneid, scores a couple, has a +1, and had 7 shots on goal. He looked great. Max Domi with a goal and a +1. Yarncroc an assist and a +2. Marner assist and a +1. Robertson assist a +1. Nyes, JT, and Nylander all had assists, but Nylander was a -2. JT and Matthew Nyes both -1s in the game. But Nylander had 7 shots on goal. John Tavares had 5. Nyes had 5. It looked good, man. Riley was a -3 in the game. Had 4 shots on net. I didn't think it was an awful game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sure, they got 1 point. Sure, losing to the Bruins is always a painful thing, but we're used to it by now, Leaf fans. Let's be honest here. All right? So, hey, you get 1 point against the Bruins. You keep your point streak going, and if you really think about it, the Leafs have lost, 2 regulation games in their last 10? So, in December, when all that matters is picking up points, you got 1 tonight. So move on to the next one. And like I mentioned, you don't play Ottawa until Thursday in Ottawa. I'm very curious who's going to start that game, because you have a long layoff, so you could put Joe Woll as he gets some rest. But do you use an Ilya Samsonov in that game? Because then you have Nashville on Saturday. Maybe that's where you use And Ilya Samsonov, I don't know. I don't know where they're going to get him some time in here because Joe Woll, in my opinion, has been the substantially better goaltender. And he just looks a lot better. It's plain and simple, all right? So, you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, and not the result, but, again, the game overall, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game? For the Toronto Maple Leafs, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you've not done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Raptors issue, I guess not till Wednesday? I don't know. Who the hell they play on Wednesday? I totally forgot what's going on. They played the Knicks yesterday, so who do they play Wednesday? Is it the... Oh, Miami Heat at Scotiabank Arena, 7:30 tip-off there. And as for the Leafs, they're back in action on Thursday as they are in Ottawa taking on the Sens. 7 o'clock puck drop there as the Leafs get back in the win column, right, but keep their point streak going. All right, maybe Blue Jays edition. I don't know, the rumors are buzzing. The Shohei stuff, the Juan Soto stuff today from Hector Gomez. We'll see how it all plays out, though, right? So thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and the 1 point today. We'll talk to you guys then.